Hello, friends. Good evening. I hope you all are doing great, and I'm really doing good by the grace of God. And yesterday I was thinking what portion to be shared, and as I was meditating, as I was praying, God gave me one beautiful thought from the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 30 to 32, 38. And I think you all very much aware of the book, and you know what had happened in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. And God really wanted to destroy the land of Sodom and Gomorrah because of their great wickedness. And before he could destroy the Sodom and Gomorrah, he thought of for a moment. He don't want to destroy, because his people are there in that land. Lot, he was there in the land, and God really don't wanted to destroy. And God sent his two angels, and by force they'll have to take Lot out of the land. Because there's one I was thinking, God's people, they are protected. No matter the situation that your God's people are, they're always their protection, blessing, and the covering is always there. There's no doubt about it. And see here, God sent his two angel to protect Lot and his family. And God never destroyed this people unless they move out of this land. It was not destroyed. And 1917, you can read. I'm reading of a small portion. Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And God is warning his people. And there's always warning for his people. And before he could do anything, he always ensure it is given to his people. And God will never do anything without telling or without informing to his people. And here people, the God is giving, God is saying, escape, don't stay here because I'm going to destroy, and I cannot destroy if you are there. And the angel of the Lord, they'll have to forcefully take out of the land the Lord and his family. And the other verse you can see, 26, verse 26. But what happened later? Lot wife, she turned back and she became a pillar of salt. And I was thinking this. I would say this. Lot wife, she lost salvation by disobeying God. And yeah, that's very important. If you are disobeying God, there's a punishment. And she's a great example for us, and she become a great pillar of salt. And as you look at other verses from 30 to 38, let me read one or two verses. Maybe you all can later meditate on that. And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. Another verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come into us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And verse 33 is a very important verse. Not many people are aware of this. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And this is important. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So here, his two daughters, they are making a great evil thing in the eyes of the Lord. And they're giving wine to his father, and his father, he was completely intoxicated by wine, and he was not aware what was happened that two night. And two daughter, they slept with their father, and his father was not really aware of that. That's what the Bible says. His father, he was not aware what had happened in that night, and these two people, they slept. So this is the same portion. A couple of years back, I asked my friend, And why this such evil thing? And my friend said this. He said, what these two daughters have done is not wrong. And I was wondering why. And he said, my friend, he said, because there is no people on the land, and in order to multiply people, they'll have to do that, and God tempted them. And that is absolutely a wrong doctrine. That's a wrong doctrine what my friend he taught me a couple of years back, and today, after many years, today God taught me. Because temptation belongs to God, not God. Temptation belongs to the devil. And only, I think I would say this, God tests us, but God will never tempt us. God tests Job, but God never tempt anyone. If you look at the book of James, it says God, he will never tempt any man. So don't think that God is tempting me to do such an evil thing. And God, our God is a good God, and he don't do such evil thing. And and I was meditating, and the answer I got is, why these two daughters, they were so evil in the eyes of the Lord, why they slept with their own father. It is the answer is, they are very much influenced by Sodom and Gomorrah. So they grew up, and where they born and grew up, the place where there is no fear of God, where there is no the righteousness, where there is no the discipline, and they grew such a place where there is no God, and they are very much influenced by that place, and that they put in a practical, and that's how they implemented in the practical life. And I think that is the main reason why these two daughters, they slept with their father. It's not that God tempted, it is they're tempted by their own land, and that's how they grew up, that's how they learned some all evil things. And I would say this, we should be very conscious of what we are learning, and we should be very conscious what we are acquiring from our friends or family or wherever we go. It is very good to be conscious. And I would say this, have a Christ conscious, not the self conscious. And many people are not, let me not take many people, and I'll talk about myself. What am I acquiring from my friends? What am I acquiring from my family and my surrounding? And that's the same thing is what I am implementing. It's the same thing what I'm putting in practical. And we should be very conscious about what are we learning, friends. That's very very important. And I always say this, when you give your ears, you should be very careful. This is not for everyone. This is only for the specific people, and this is only for God and God's people. And Adam and Eve, they were inclined their ears to hear the stranger's voice, and through them the sin came, and the whole world is deceived by Adam and Eve, because they opened their ears to the strangers. And we should be very careful for to whom we are giving our ears to hear. That's very important thing, and that's what I learned here. I learned the few thing is, disobeying God, and the penalty of disobeying, what are we getting it? And here Lot wife, she become a pillar of salt, and Lot, his two daughters, they made a great evil things in the eyes of the Lord, and his two children, and their children, they're not a blessed people, and even their children also, they're not blessed. And that's very critical. And just think about this, there's a great portion, and many people, they don't preach or share about this particular chapter. And I don't know, maybe God taught me to share about this, and you can go about it and read. And many people think that there is such evil things in the Bible, and people are doing such a evil thing, and they think that the Bible it's absolutely wrong. And it's, see, I would say this, how you look and how you take and how you listen, how you hear, it's important. Anything that you take, filter and take it. So that's very important. And people would say this, the Bible is, there are many many sexual things are there in the Bible. There are many people are talking about, and they're not really taking it the Bible as a holy Bible. And the way of reading and way of understanding and way of taking, if it is right, and absolutely you will not say the Bible is wrong. It's 100% pure, given by God. So read the portion. Maybe we all can discuss later. And yeah, so God's people are always protected. And if you look at Noah's life, though the whole land was destroyed, yet Noah and his family, they were secured, they were saved, they were safety, and they are multiplied a lot. So God's people are always blessed. So there's nothing to worry about. God always speaks to his people, and God always remove his people out of the wicked nation or wicked place or where there is no God. So I would say this: fear where there is no God, and always meditate on this. So this is a portion God taught me, and there's one more important thing I wanted to share you all. I'm always giving a biblical thought, and you always can comment the below if I'm not biblically giving the portion, and you always have rights to comment if I'm wrong, and I always change myself, and I'll pray God, and God will give me wisdom to understand more about the Bible. So thank you, my friends. So this is a portion as I was meditating, and you always can comment, and if you like, share. If you don't like, please don't share. And yeah, thank you, and see you all the next portion. And you all can keep me in prayer for the next portion. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye bye.